What's up, everybody? Truth Seeker here. In this video clip, I'm going to literally show how Hillary Clinton was a lawyer at this time in 1975, literally got a child rapist freed and cleared, and then laughed about it on tape. This man literally raped a 12-year-old girl. And at this time, this was a normal thing. In the 70s, in the 80s, the 90s, any of these kids that ever came forward that was a sex assault, rape, or anything of these politicians back then, they were literally told, if you come forward, we will charge you with perjury and hold you in prison for 500 years. Alicia Owens was told this. Paul Bonacci was told this. Troy Boner was told this in the Franklin scandal. And now the same thing happened to this 12-year-old girl. I'm going to go ahead and play the tape. This is sick.
It was a fascinating case. It was really an interesting case. This guy was accused of raping a 12-year-old who was the daughter of the family he was living in Springfield. He lived on the other side of the tracks in Springfield. Of course, he claimed that he didn't. All this stuff. He took a lie detector test. I had to take a polygraph, which he passed, which forever destroyed my faith in polygraphs. He took a lie detector test. I had to take a polygraph, which he passed, which forever destroyed my faith in polygraphs.
He took a lie detector test. I had to take a polygraph, which he passed, which forever destroyed my faith in polygraphs.
She literally just said, I had him take a polygraph test, which forever will destroy my faith on polygraph tests. Because the guy passed it, and she knows he lied, and then she laughs about it. What a sick and twisted world. I'll continue the conversation.
But what was sad about it was that the prosecutors had evidence, among which was his underwear.
His what?
His underwear, which was bloody. Sent it down to the crime lab for those efforts to reform the crime lab. Crime lab took a pair of underpants, neatly cut out the part that they were going to test, tested it, came back with the result of what kind of blood it was, what was mixed in with it, then sent the pants back with the hole in it for evidence. So I got an order to see the evidence, and the prosecutor didn't want me to see the evidence. I had to go to Moffitt Cummings and convince Moffitt that, yes, indeed, I had a right to see the evidence before it was presented. So they presented these underpants with a hole in it. I said, what kind of evidence is that? You know, you've got a pair of underpants with a hole in it. Of course, the crime lab had thrown away the piece that they cut out. It was really, I plea bargained it down because they didn't have any, it turned out they didn't have any. So he would analyze bloodstains if he got interested in the case. And so the story from the grapevine was if you could get him interested in the case, then, you had the foremost expert in the world willing to testify, assuming that it came out the way you wanted it to come out. And he sat at his little desk, and I pulled out my underpants, gave them to him, and started analyzing, looking at the fibers, with magnifying glass and all that stuff. And you can't prove anything. You can't even, I can see a slight trace, but it wouldn't be enough to test and all that. I went back and told Malin Gibson that I had, I probably can't remember his name, but I cut out who's who, and I've done all this stuff, and I handed it to Malin Gibson. I said, well, this guy's ready to come from New York to prevent this miscarriage of justice. So we were going to plea bargain, so I went before Moffitt Cummings to present the plea. And Moffitt said, what is this? And Gibson said, first degree rape. And, but, he was dropping the charge, he was dropping it. I can't remember, something like timely or something. So Maupin had to, under law, he was supposed to determine whether the plea was factually supported. Maupin asked me to leave the room while he examined my client so that he could find out his factually supported. I said, Judge, I can't leave the room. I'm his lawyer. So I know, but I want to talk about this in front of you.
Oh, God. Really?
Yeah. So that was Maupin. Had a lot of fun with Maupin. But anyway, I did some of that.
How did it turn out?
Oh, he plea bargained. We got him off. With time served in the county jail. He's been in the county jail about 2 months.
It takes a really, really twisted, sick person to want to get brag rights from something like this. So instead of getting justice for the 12-year-old, you got justice for the guy that raped the 12-year-old and then laughed about how simple and easy it was. And now here she is bragging about it like this is something that was one of her best achievements she has ever had. What a disgusting, sick world this is. What do you guys think about this? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.